Dear mentors, dear participants, in order to spare from your time and also use it effectively, let us start now. It's really a pleasure to be moderating the first breakout room and also to hear from the wonderful experiences and the advice that our mentors, Tatiana, Esmeralda, and Nita are going to share today. I wouldn't want to waste from your time, so I'm happy to give the floor to Tatiana, who will provide us more information regarding how she launched her career in STEM, what are the possibilities in STEM open there for adolescents and young girls, and what advices she has for all the new joiners and the advices for empowering them to join this journey. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, my peers. Hello, my girls. I'm very glad to be here and present Ukraine. And I will cover the topics about the Ukrainian education, which we provide in creative and tech industries. So I'm ready to share my presentation. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. My topic for you, I would like to talk about is about 10 trends for future creative and tech education. Oh, sorry. I can. So I'm working in Creative and Tech Projector Online Institute. It is the institute which has been founded 7 years ago in Ukrainian market. We are independent, non-government institutions, firstly created in Ukraine to provide creative and tech education. We have 50,000 alumni who have successfully graduated from our institution, and now they have managed to join prominent IT companies, startups, or creative industries in Ukraine and outside Ukraine. So we managed to unite 90,000 students, curators, and people who are keen on creativity and technology in the biggest community of creative and tech industries in Ukraine. So we have 245 teachers, experts, and mentors who joined our institution and teach our students. And we have 120 programs in tech and non-tech faculties. And we are pretty big, about 82 team members now in our team. So when each year we are considering how the education system is changing, and we designed our own philosophy about the future education, especially in tech and creative industry. And we call this philosophy empowering education. And if you choose your education in creative and tech spheres, so I would recommend you to look at this principles that will help you to choose a proper education to enter a tech career. So the first one, empowering education is human-oriented. It means that we put the student into the center of our educational process. Empowering education is personalized. Each student should have their own path, their own study paths that will help to reach a dream job and to be successfully employed. Empowering education is career-oriented, and we work closely with the IT market to meet the employment demand. Empowering education motivates you through the interest, and we pretty believe that only through your passion you can achieve your success and enjoy your study process. Empowering education upskills through your practice. That's why we are working with the big international companies. We are working with local startups, with local entrepreneurs, with government, with NGOs to create mutual products in creative and tech faculties. Empowering education is focused on progress, of course. It is tech-driven. Everything in our world is becoming tech-driven. We order a taxi, we order pizza, we have tickets, we do medicine online. So we have our life in smartphone. So we want our education to be the part of our smartphone and digital life. Empowering education is constantly evolving. It means that we monitor what is going on in creative and tech industries, in IT market, to meet the demand of this market, to prepare and to adopt our teaching progress according to the industry. It is decentralized. You can study data scientist, front end, QA, mobile creation, app creation, or filmmaking from any part of the world, because we are online institute. Empower education is lifelong, so this is the whole trend of the whole education, despite this fear. And as a summary, I wanted to tell you a story. So this presentation has been designed by my colleague, a young designer that has recently joined my team. And yesterday, Ukraine was under the massive attack. Probably you have heard the news. We had 83 missiles and rockets. And my colleague was creating this presentation in a bomb shelter, and she couldn't download it for me because her city was cut out of energy and was cut off of internet. And she managed to find a generator just for 10 minutes to give me the opportunity to send this presentation for you to share it today. So when we celebrate the International International Day of Girls, and we talk about women empowerment. So I do not just believe in this women empowerment. I see this women empowerment, a bravery of girls each day, and especially in this historical moment. So making presentation under the bomb shelters, finding a generator for you to share about our institution and for you to share about our vision. This is, I think, this is the power of girls. And this is, I think that we can do everything then. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, dear Tatiana. I believe we are all of the same voice, but saying that it is truly inspiring to see your motivation and commitment to inspiring girls, even in the most extreme hardships and conditions. Thank you very much. I'd like to pass the floor to Esmeralda for her notes, and also later on continue with Nita to launch together a discussion, a fruitful discussion of your interests and common points that you would like to address with our mentors. Thank you.
Thank you, Daphina. I will start with saying about my career and how I go step by step. Again, I'm Esmeralda, and I graduated in computer science in 2006 and business administration in 2017. And since the 2000s in Albania, computer science was a very little known branch. Since my preference from high school were oriented towards exact science, STEM, I choose to pursue my study in computer science, contrary even to the wish and dream of my parents. Since my father is a doctor and my mother is an economist, they wanted me to have a safe profession that would have an average but safe income. Today, just like my parents, I also understand that I have made a good choice, since all professions today are related to technology. The world has moved forward and the word technology has become very important. Today, digital skills are those skills that everyone is talking about today. And for this, I feel very lucky for my academic choice. However, after my study, entering to the job market was another challenge. The competition was tough, while the job offers not very appealing. However, practical and voluntary work helped me, which gave me a lot of confidence in myself, to know my limits, my capacity, and to see how day by day I could achieve more. As important moments of my career, I would mention that 2008, it was a very important project for our country, the digitalization of national register. This project, which lasted for 4 years. Today, has an important role for digitalization of several services in our country and whatever e-government includes. In 2018, I joined the National Agency of ICT, and I got the chance to lead the cybersecurity, seal signature, and electronic signature department. All of this part of my career have grown me professionally and have made me to believe in the expression. The more you learn, you understand that the less you know. Knowledge is an internal process. And if you want to be competitive and to realize our professional ambitions, and STEM is a lifelong learning experience. For 5 years now, I have been running the Innovation Laboratory Center, ICTS Lab, which has become a meeting point of many children, young people, founders of startups who are united by their passion for technology. And ICTS Lab, children, adolescents can learn coding through visual elements, learning robotics, through practical projects. And our staff is mainly composed to young girls with technical background, equipped with the dedication and the energy to work in a child-friendly environment. Also, our methodology promotes critical and creative thinking, teamwork, thought, group projects, and artistic explosions. Today, 10 and hundreds children and young people are inspired in the ICTS Lab Center, where many of them represent us in institutions. As the case of Albanian girl from a small city in Albania, Evis Hoxha. I don't know if you heard about that, her. But Evis initially participated in a national competition in our agency, in our organization, and she was identified as a talent, was promoted, and today she works at a Google office as a high-level engineer. And those stories and transformations of our opportunities fill my heart and push me to work harder in this sector and contribute jointly with strategic partners as a UNICEF to give opportunities to many young people in Albania to be exposed to this type of opportunities. Beside what I do today, it's very important to say that I have had some mentors and important figures which have inspired me and shaped my career path through these years. An important figure which triggered my passion for innovation is the late energetic and charismatic Dritan Hoxha, the first leader of first multimedia corporate in Albania, who brought a digital revolution in TV, radio, and journalism. A second figure, a strong female leader, is the director of National Agency of Information Society, Ms. Mirlinda Karchana. And the last, not because I'm here today as a partner of UNICEF, but it's a deputy representative, Ms. Edina Kozma, is another passionate figure which inspired me with her force and willingness to bring innovation with dedication, the work jointly towards creating opportunities for the children and adolescents in Albania. According to the World Economic Forum, about 65% of today's children, when they grow up, we will work in professions that do not exist yet. About 57% of professions risk being automated. So, what can we all do to get ready for this revolution? From my experience, young people, especially for girls today, if the society and system support them, they will find it much easier to be adopted in any profession, no matter how transformative it may be. If we start today to program, to learn to code, to practice with technologies, robotics, mechatronics, big data, cloud technologies, cyber security, this will create an ocean of opportunities for our girls in our region. Finally, my key message for the girls here today is STEM is something that you have to give yourself to with your all energy. It is a profession that can be shatter gender stereotypes. Did you know, girls, that the first programmer in the world is a lady? Yes, is a lady Ada Lovelace, born in 1615. Yes, yeah, and she implemented the first time a set of computer commands that performs some mathematics calculation and science then programming found wide use to many industrial to become the industrial revolution that is impacting our daily lives and the future of our countries and societies. In fact, I believe in the power and strong will that girls and women have. And my call and wish is for each of girls here today to keep on believing in yourself and definitely can be the change makers of if they believe in themselves. And my call for UNICEF and UNDP here today is for your agencies to continue investing in young people and girls to enhance their skills so they can be the change in the communities where they live, and many fellow mentors here today. Let's keep our good work and continue inspiring generation. This is my speech, and once again, thank you for opportunity to be part of this event today, and I'm opening for a question and comments from the girls. Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear Esmeralda. Amazing notes and information shared, very informative as well. I just wanted to go back to your point, which was also mentioned by Tatiana, reinforced by you, that appealing to the interests and passion and providing the right enabling environment support is really crucial and can have amazing results. You mentioned ERISA, which is also an amazing result, and it's also very empowering for you to continue your work, seeing the results be so positive. I'd like to go next to Nita. The floor is yours, Nita. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dafina. As I said before, I'm really happy to be here, and we'll be waiting for your questions later. I'll do a short description, a short presentation of myself and my career up until now, as to not take much of your time and leave the floor to you girls. Well, I'm 28 years old, but I started my studies in economics, and you might think now, okay, economics, technology, where and how, but I was always curious about technology, and I was always curious about how the world of electronics works, and taking computers apart and then assembling them again. That's the beauty of doing hands-on projects. And it doesn't matter where your study background is. It doesn't matter if you study law or if you study economics or if you study any studies that you do. As long as you do it, it's good. But you can easily transform into the world of STEM, be it science, technology, or engineering. And how I started is I joined a local makerspace. I saw that this makerspace was gathering youngsters to do hands-on projects, to work on different electronic projects and technologies. So I joined that makerspace. And at the same time, I was a student there and I was a mentor there. And the beauty of this is because I was both at the same time. I would study, I would learn about electronics from zero because I had no idea about this great world. So I started learning from the other mentors that were around the makerspace. And in the meantime, I had youngsters of my own who I was training and mentoring at the same time. And the one thing I noticed from all of this journey is that you always have to keep on asking questions. Always say why on everything. Sometimes people might think you're boring for just asking too many whys, but trust me, it'll get you further and further in life if you just stop and analyze things and ask why and just try to figure out how stuff works. And once in a while, just get out there, start disassembling something, take a broken computer or a broken phone, disassemble it, see what's inside, touch it with your hands. You'll learn more and use the great world of World Wide Web. You can find all the information in there. But it's just, the idea is to just stay in the know and in the touch with all the progressive things that are happening. So the technology is always progressing, as I said, but you have to, what was I saying? Sorry, sometimes I get lost in my thoughts, but the thing is, you have to keep on track with the modern things. You can say, okay, I learned this and I'm very comfortable now. No, the STEM world doesn't leave you be comfortable, and that's the beauty of it. You always have to go for it and get the information and study for it. And then when you're a mentor, you're a student, you train people, you learn all the more. And after a while, after I spent like 4 or 5 years being a student and a mentor, and then a full-time mentor for kids and youngsters in programming and electronics, I thought, okay, now it's time to switch my career and get into the development world. So right now I'm working as a backend developer in a software company, and it's been really fun. And I hope to see more girls join development companies in the future. I know there is a real growth potential as in all kinds of fields, in data analysis and software development and all that. So you just have to start now or start later. Just start getting into the world of STEM. So that's my presentation, but I'll wait for your questions later on. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nita. You're rightfully saying that curiosity is really the engine of achievement, and it doesn't prevent you ever to start sooner or later to be on board on a new journey. Thank you very much to all 3 mentors. I'd like to open the floor for discussion, question and answers. There is great willingness, as you may see, to address any of your dilemmas, questions, challenges you see. So please feel free to address your questions. As we have approximately 10 more minutes, so feel free to address any comments or feedback also. I see a lot of congratulatory words in the chat, but as noted previously, the road to success is sometimes bumpy, and as very vividly explained by Tatiana, it is also sometimes very hard and threatening. So maybe I can ask a question that's always a burning one for a lot of young girls that do not feel empowered. What do you think are the systemic challenges that are out there preventing girls from even pursuing their passion and exploring further their interest and gain new knowledge in STEM-related subjects?
Okay, can I answer that or
Yes.
start to answer that?
Yes. Thank you.
From what I've seen, girls in younger ages have difficulty into getting into STEM because I'm talking real younger girls, like say 10 or 11 years old, or maybe 13, 14. They have trouble into getting in STEM related fields because the family doesn't support them as much. There is a biased belief that men can do it and girls cannot. So it kind of starts from the family and the school. Then the education system doesn't support it as much. I'm talking from my own community and my own country here in Kosovo. It's how it goes, unfortunately, but we are trying to improve that daily. So from the younger girls, it's mostly because of the family and school education system. Not to talk dirt on educators, they are all great, but sometimes they can be biased. They can give remarks to a guy for doing a really good job, whereas say to another girl that, you know, okay, you did well on this, but it's fine. But then, interesting enough, there are a lot of girls in pursuing bachelor degrees in STEM-related fields and master degrees up until a point where you can go to get a job and get into the in your career. That's when it stops again. So there is this huge age where girls from like bachelor from their studies and their masters, they are interested in STEM-related fields, but then it stops. Why? Because then they feel the pressure into getting into careers in the companies where it's mostly by men. Mostly men work there, so they feel like it's very hard to compete with them. They don't feel like they have much support, so they shift careers much later on. I think it's very important to just keep your confidence always. It's very, very important to stand your ground and make sure that others see for the worth that you are, and be curious to know more about different careers from younger girls. We have to support them to make them able to test their talents. For example, the 10-year-old girl is going to be amazed getting into the technology and electronics, and I've seen that, and it's better to improve the education system so all girls can have access to STEM-related fields from the school, and then build that confidence. So when they grow up and they have the chance to work in companies, they can have the confidence to tackle anything that comes their way. So I don't know if Tatiana or Esmeralda have any other view on this. I would love to hear.
Nita, I completely agree with you. We have the same barriers in Ukraine culture, and especially it comes from the education when girls are treated like future moms, they're future housekeepers and things like this. But now I guess in the generation, X generation, we call it, because I have a son of 12, and he does not think that the girls are not so smart, or they cannot be scientists, engineers, or work in IT companies, but because I think that our generation is treating girls in another way, like we have been brought it. So now I see that we should constantly break the stereotype thinking about women. So, and now I see that how we are breaking the stereotype, not only in STEM, but I'm living in the context of war, but we are breaking the stereotype that the girls are good warriors, a good medicine workers, a good fire women, a good energy women. So, but the energy and internet connection and power, it is also like it's considered to be a man word. So it is a STEM industry. So I think that the girls, of course, they need more efforts to break these walls, but nowadays this part is easier than it was in my generation when I was choosing the career, because I was even not thinking about choosing STEM. I have graduated on a very humanitarian education like marketing, because it wasn't considered to be a female education. But now I think that we on the stage that girls are started thinking about the variety of education that was not before in Ukraine, but now it is changing. So it is the situation from our Ukrainian perspective. Yeah.
I agree with you, and in our country is changing the things, because in my innovation center, I say that children come to learn coding, and we have many girls that came, and they are from 6 to 14. So in our country, the things are changing, and many girls are going to choose the STEM education. What I see is the generation for educators. We don't have many educators that are in STEM for these children. So when I want to take person in my innovation center to work with me with children, I have very how to say difficult to find a girl that she have many things, or she loves to work with children. So what I need to say is the girls that want to choose STEM, they need to love it, to love the STEM, not just to choose because this is the future and this is what the world wants. And that's it.
Thank you very much, dear Esmeralda. Personally, I feel empowered to also look back to my previous passions that I have gone maybe unrecognized for a while because I was profiled early on. And of course, it was affected a lot by the social norms, which we agree are still there, stereotyping about appropriate professions for women, household duties, childbearing, and caretaking, which are still some of the things preventing children even from enrolling in early childhood education, which is the first barrier that girls face, from exposure to role models, to empowerment, to types of education. As Tatiana said, empowered education, so knowing about the varieties, the potential to seek and find. So this freedom has been limited maybe time and time over and over again, and it is not even recognized at a point in time when different girls and women find themselves in roles that they find as hopeless to really go back and continue exploring their curiosity and talents. I see a question addressed here from Tean. What would be your main advice for girls in STEM? You have touched on this shortly, but if you wish to go back and provide some types of tips and advices and key messages for all the little and young girls and older women as well out there. Thank you.
I may start. Okay, so here it is a very broad question. So, and I think that my answer would be a very philosophic one, because my advice is to enjoy your path. Starting from making the decision that you want to enter a STEM education and then to proceed to your career, you have to have your passion, and you have to love what you're doing it. Because now I have 20 years of experience, and each of my career, each of my brand and the company I have chosen because I just wanted to be the part of this company. And now I'm in tech companies because I have rejected my corporate, very a very high position when I have reached the highest level in the corporate world, but I realized that it's not what I wanted to do. So I would like to join the company with the impact which we can create a love mark and do our own revolution in education, in creative and tech industries. So it is only about passion, that you have to make your parts enjoyable, whether you're studying or you're doing your job. Otherwise, it does not make any sense. Otherwise, I absolutely would agree with you. It does not make any sense because it is a very fast growing industries, or you can earn more money there, unless you don't like it. So you will not be happy in it.
Thank you very much, dear Tatiana. Nita and Esmeralda, any last words from your end?
Nita.
Okay, my main advice, well, I start by projecting my own journey that I had. For me, what helped the most was having the confidence that I previously mentioned, and also finding a mentor. Now, don't get me wrong, a mentor shouldn't be, it doesn't have to be an expert in STEM-related fields. A mentor can be anybody who pushes you to achieve your greatness. A mentor can be your parent, it can be a friend who's having a similar career or a whole different career, it doesn't matter. Or it can be somebody you met professionally on LinkedIn, which is a great tool to use to meet people professionally. A mentor is a person who can either make or break your desire in the beginning when you're starting your STEM career. So find somebody who encourages you, choose that mentor carefully, and also don't expect to be an expert in everything that you take part in. Nobody is an expert in anything. Things are changing so rapidly. Nobody is an expert in anything. So it's easy to lose confidence in cases like this, but you should remember to always speak up your mind and don't be afraid to call out ideas, even if they are good or bad ideas, and look up for colleagues and friends who can lift you up and encourage you and appreciate your worth. So that's my advice, and just keep in mind those, I think.
Okay, I have a question for Thea. Maybe Thea can say who is her mentor, because I know Thea, and I know in my when I was doing my work with UNICEF in one organization that it's Upshift and Ponder, and here I know Thea. Thea is a very good person, and she's a lead, and she chose computer science, and maybe she can talk a little bit. Thea, can you?
If I can say something real quick, I'm afraid the breakout rooms will close real soon.
Yes.
I'm so
we have
sorry.
only 20 seconds.
I just saw that.
Actually, hi everyone. My name is Thea, and my main, not to be like bragging or anything, but my main role and my main model for me and helping me, pushing me to follow and pursue this field would be Esmeralda, because she was the first woman that I